Okay, y'all, so this is about growing celery. Supreme said do a celery growing video. Yeah, you got it, Supreme. So I just want to show y'all real quick. Up until like last year, when my own celery plants dropped their own celery seeds voluntarily, I had never been able to get celery to germinate from seed ever. But if you two are like that and you've never been able to get celery to germinate from seed, don't worry about it. I'll show you a way you can grow celery. It's foolproof. But I want to show y'all this pink plume celery. If y'all look in there, see if I can get the camera. There we go. Y'all see all them little green little plants in there? I was able to, there's some more in there. I'm just missing them. Yeah, there we go. So this is the first time I've been successful with seeds that I bought from someone. So, and that's pink plume celery. I got those from Baker Creek. So if you get those seeds and they don't germinate, then it might be you. Now, I will say this. I was actually surprised those germinated and it was cold outside. Celery naturally grows in cooler, wet conditions. That's what it likes most. It likes cooler conditions. If you live in a hot climate like Florida or something, you can still grow celery, but you might struggle. Do not try to grow it in the summer. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna work. It's gonna bolt on you every time, or you're gonna kill it. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna work. Wherever you grow it, you need to make sure that it has fairly moist soil. It likes it moist. It actually natively is a almost like a swamp type plant. If you look at it, and if you've ever eaten it, you can the stem is very watery. That's because it grows in watery conditions and it sucks up a lot of water. That's what it likes. But if you've never been able to successfully grow it from seed, when you buy celery at the store, cut that stump off. When you cut that stump off, bury it. Just bury it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all me doing one right quick. All right, so what I got here is the butt off of some celery that I cut off a day ago. Yeah, let's say a day ago. That's when I cut that off. Okay? So, what you want to do is find your spot. And you don't need a ton of space. Here's a good spot, I think. Yeah. Here's a good spot. Okay, so what you want to do is snatch them weeds out. And I'm just going to stick it. I'm going to stick it right in there. And you don't have to plant this stuff in here as close as I do. I plant it close like that because, you know what, that's something ate that to bits. That's just gone. Yeah. And you know what? This here is another. This kalelet is not going to do anything. So just get rid of it. Sometimes you just got to let certain stuff go. This is destroyed. Get rid of it. There you have it. Then I had a few beets. We'll make sure those get put back. But anyway, just dig your hole. And by the way, y'all remember all this was wood chips. Y'all see how pretty it is now? Can't beat it. And what I normally do is pretty much bury it. I pretty much bury it. It's not rocket science here. Let's see. But you want to make sure you got it packed. Now, what I do is in the middle, because you're going to see leaves come from that. And when I say in a day, like I mean it. Like tomorrow, you'll see them start protruding. The next day, you'll see them even more. This goes fast, folks. So, and you want to pack that in pretty good. And then once you get it packed in, I got a jug of water here. This ground is already wet, so I just want to water it in so all the air pockets will be out of it. So yeah, water that in, and that little middle part, don't worry that it's dirty. It'll still do its thing even if it's dirty. So yeah, just make sure you got this packed in tight so that the bottom, ooh, earthworm, look, ta-da, go over there, Mr. Earthworm, cover you up. But yeah, just make sure that you have that packed in good. And that's how you can grow it if you're not able to grow it from seeds, you don't have any seeds, grow it like that. You won't have any problems. But if you're able to get it to grow from seeds, this was a volunteer plant from a seed that dropped. I grew a celery right in the middle of here, and it dropped seeds. Remember when I saved seeds? This was a seed that dropped, and it grew from seed. I find that fresh celery seeds tend to germinate better. And like I said, you want to try to germinate them when it's cold. Don't try to do it when it's summer and all that. They generally don't like that. If you're going to go from seed, try to plant them in the fall or the winter. And just kind of wait for them. They take a little while. Those pink plume, it took about 10 days for them to come up. And even when celery is little, they're plants that it takes a while. But once their roots get really good and established, like I cut this back almost to nothing less than a week ago. And it's already back like I haven't even cut it. The more you cut it, the more it will grow. And like I said, you get big, beautiful leaves. Like this is my hand. You're not going to see leaves like that in the store, people. I'm telling you right now. And they're not going to be that dark green either. They're going to be light green and they're not going to have that much nutrition in them. That's why I much prefer celery like this, but I was cooking some and I needed quite a bit of celery and I just didn't have enough. I cut from my own, but I bought some, which is why I had that butt. But yeah, so how to grow celery, that's how you grow it. Grow it when it's cold. Germinate the seeds when it's cold. Grow it through the winter if you can. If you live in the south and you don't get much snow and all that, grow it in the winter. Don't grow it in the summer. If you're going to try to grow it in the summer, you're going to need shade cloth or you're going to need something. You're going to have to plant it in the shade or something. And if it gets extremely, extremely hot like Florida, I almost feel like that'll probably kill it. What I would say is plant a bunch of plants in the winter. Like if you live in Florida, have enough celery to where you can chop it up, freeze it, and save it or dehydrate it or what have you so you can use it later. If you live in a colder climate, yeah, plant it in the early spring when it's still cold. Plant it, like if you live in these places that get all this snow and stuff, this is something that you can actually grow. The cold never even really touched this, really. Now, will it make it through snow? I don't know, but I will say this. If you have an unheated greenhouse, you could easily grow this in an unheated greenhouse. Or something like that, at least just to keep the snow off of it. And it'll grow fine. You don't need to have heat on it and all that. It'll do just fine. It usually rains enough in the winter that you don't have to worry about watering it. All that kind of, yeah, so the key to celery really is grow it in the winter. But I'm going to be honest, I learned how to grow it the best by starting with those nubs. Once you can get those little butts that you cut off going and growing and doing good, you're good. If you live in a hot climate where you don't, and you just so happen to buy some celery in the summertime or whatever, cut the butt off, put it in a container and grow it in the house where it's cool. It'll grow fine in the air conditioner. I mean, put it in the window, grow it in the house. You know what I'm saying? So think outside of your normal box of how you do stuff. That could be a way that you could have celery and you could, have it in the house growing like that. And then when it's wintertime, put it outside, if that's what you want to do. So, yeah, y'all give that a try. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.